The Blackbeard Pirates has grown in such numbers that it has been organized into divisions. Blackbeard is supported by 10 Titanic Captains. Captain of the first ship Jesus Burgess. Jesus Burgess, better known as the Champion, is the helmsman in one of the 10 Titanic Captains of the Blackbeard Pirates, being captain of the first ship. Burgess is brutish and ogre-like, and is also very loud and overbearing. He seems to be overconfident, as he climbed buildings and challenged random people in Jaya, proclaiming himself as the champion. He also appears to have an intense love of combat, wanting to test his skills out on anyone he finds. He especially enjoys strong opponents, as shown when he found out that Monkey D. Luffy was fighting at the Catarina Coliseum. Despite, or perhaps because of his profound love for combat, Burgess also appears to be a sore loser, unable to accept defeat even when he is critically injured. He is also willing to use whatever dirty and underhanded tactics he can should he or his allies be unable to win in a fair fight, as evidenced by how he joined the rest of the Blackbeard Pirates in their 9-on-1 assault against Whitebeard, or tried to goad Sabo into approaching him by taunting him about Ace's last request and him not being there to save his brother so he could stab the revolutionary with a hidden knife. He has a much more serious nature than his captain, as he scolded Blackbeard for laughing when they lost the Straw Hat Pirates. However, he seems to have become quite laid back after the timeskip shown when meeting Monkey D. Luffy in the Catarina Coliseum hallways and letting his captain talk to him. Late into the Dressrosa arc, Burgess also displayed a ruthless opportunistic mindset, willing to take advantage of Luffy's weakened state to kill him and take his devil fruit, despite the fact that Luffy was the country's best chance at saving them from the oppressive Doflamingo. This is further shown when he tried to kill Sabo just to get his hands on the Mara Mara no Mi when he interfered in his attempts to kill Luffy, believing that it was his right to have the fruit. He is also very determined and stubborn, as he ignored his injured state and infiltrated Sabo's ship and so he could find the Revolutionary Army's headquarters and managed to stay hidden for days before informing his comrades. After Blackbeard had become an emperor and began going by the new title of Admiral Teach, Burgess repeatedly forgets to address Blackbeard by this moniker and habitually calls him Captain Teach, prompting Laffitte to remind him several times in the past not to do this. As the helmsman of the Blackbeard Pirates and one of its founding members, Burgess is an extremely powerful pirate. After the timeskip, he has become the captain of the first ship of the Blackbeard Pirates, and is also, according to Gats, one of the 10 Titanic Captains that personally guard the Emperor, Blackbeard. He defeated every challenger he fought in Mocktown with ease and, after the timeskip, won the A block of the Catarina Coliseum Battle Royale within seconds, all without a single injury. His mere presence at the Catarina Coliseum was enough to terrify all the nearby gladiators, mighty warriors in their own right. Based off of his attempt on Luffy's life for the Gomu Gomu no Mi and his conversation with Sabo, he is also capable of stealing devil fruit abilities from others. Burgess has tremendous physical strength. He easily ripped an entire building off its foundations and threw it at Ace across a great distance, while carrying it in the air. Burgess also possesses massive endurance and durability, as seen when he took a direct hit from Magura Gura no Mi strike from former Emperor Edward Newgate, as well as Fleet Admiral Sengoku's shockwave in his Buddha form without suffering much damage. At some point after the Dressrosa arc, Burgess ate the Riki Riki no Mi, a Paramecia-type devil fruit that grants him superhuman strength. This enhances Burgess' already immense strength to the point where he can casually lift a mountain over his head and throw it a far distance. Burgess possesses the ability to use Busashoku Haki and Kenbunshoku Haki. Captain of the second ship Shiryu of the Rain. Shiryu of the Rain is one of the 10 Titanic Captains of the Blackbeard Pirates, as captain of the second ship. He was originally introduced as the ex-head jailer of Impel Down, who had himself been imprisoned on level 6 death row for his excessive, murderous violence against prisoners. When temporarily released to help Magellan quell the prison riot caused by Monkey D. Luffy and Marshall D. Teach coming to Impel Down, he chose to go against what he was ordered and instead assist the Blackbeard Pirates, ultimately deciding to join them. Shiryu is a bloodthirsty psychopath who seems to enjoy killing people anytime he can. He used to exploit his head jailer privileges extensively to massacre many prisoners within the walls of Impel Down, just for sheer pleasure, justifying his acts by reasoning that none would care if he disposed of trash. He further had no qualms about cutting down his ex-subordinates, starting to do so right after being released from prison and initially giving a sarcastic apology after the fact. Shiryu is fond of his blade and seems to relish testing it against others, even if they are far below his level. He is also shown taking personal care in maintaining his sword. Generally, Shiryu tends to keep a calm, cool-headed demeanor even in tense or unexpected situations, his relaxed smile rarely leaving his face. His cautious side is shown by his warning the Blackbeard pirates not to underestimate Magellan or when lecturing them on how they should have prepared themselves more properly for the New World. By nature, Shiryu appears rather deceitful and treasonous. While having since become a fairly loyal member of the Blackbeard pirates, he originally voiced, in a joking manner, an intent to leave the crew if Blackbeard failed to obtain Whitebeard's power, showing a propensity to mistrust and doubt those who have yet to earn his respect. After Blackbeard's success, however, Shiryu remarked on how joining him was a good decision. As former head jailer of Impel Down, Shiryu held one of the highest ranks in the fortress. He commanded comparable respect to the chief warden himself until his abuse of power led to him being stripped of his post and privileges. After the timeskip, Shiryu has become one of Blackbeard's 10 Titanic captains that personally guard the Emperor, gaining great authority in the crew as captain of its second ship. Combat-wise, Shiryu is attested to be very powerful, not least by his new standing in an Emperor's crew. Shiryu is shown to have formidable speed, seen with him cutting down several Impel Down jailers in a split second. In terms of endurance, alongside the rest of the Blackbeard crew, he was able to take a quick shockwave from Whitebeard and later a direct hit from Sengoku's shockwave in his Daibutsu form, being sent back a great distance and then getting up with little trouble. Shiryu is extremely proficient in wielding his sword, having used it to kill many Impel Down prisoners on mere whims. When his sword was returned to him after his long-term imprisonment, Shiryu immediately killed several of his ex-subordinates in a split second, demonstrating great precision and dexterity in his swordsmanship. Shiryu has the powers of the Suksuk no Mi, a Paramecia-class devil fruit allowing him to turn himself and whatever he is holding invisible. He acquired the ability soon after his crew had murdered its previous user, Absalom. With it, he is able to cut opponents without being spotted, taking them by surprise. He personally holds the power in high regard in terms of usefulness. Shiryu's weapon of choice is an odachi called Ryu, qualified as a meta.it had been confiscated from him due to his imprisonment in level 6 but was returned to him when he was released to deal with Blackbeard. Captain of the third ship Van Augur. Van Augur, nicknamed the Supersonic, is the sniper of the Blackbeard pirates, as well as one of the 10 Titanic captains and captain of the third ship of the crew. Van Augur is extremely calm and analytical even during battle. He very rarely changes his facial expression. However, in his confrontation with Ace on Bonero Island, he showed a darker side, showing a devilish grin after a failed kill shot. Like his crewmates, Augur is a heavy believer in fate. He displays very strong loyalty to Blackbeard and the rest of the crew. He has no qualms about ending the lives of some seagulls to assert his luck on whether they would die from his shots or not. As the sniper of the Blackbeard pirates and one of its founding members, Van Augur is a powerful pirate. After the timeskip, he has become one of the 10 Titanic captains of the crew that personally guard the Emperor Blackbeard, and has gained great authority in the crew as captain of its third ship. Van Augur is shown to have great speed in shooting and running, as he did during his battle against Portgastes, by dodging their fire bullets. His powerful eyesight makes him a valuable asset as a scout for the crew, as he managed to spot a Kainu on board an approaching marine battleship. He also demonstrated superhuman stamina for his slim figure when he withstood one of Gura Gura no Mi of Whitebeard shockwaves and Fleet Admiral Sengoku's shockwave with the rest of the Blackbeard pirates, and recovered quickly. Augur ate the Wapu Wapu no Mi, a Paramecia-type devil fruit that allows him to teleport himself and others from place to place. Van Augur uses a rifle called Senriku, literally meaning thousand lands, in battle. The rifle is extra long in length, and allows extraordinary long-range shooting. Combined with his eyesight and immense marksmanship skills, this makes Senriku a lethal long-range weapon. However, he also used it for point-blank attack against Whitebeard. Captain of the fourth ship Avalo Pizarro. Avalo Pizarro, also known as the Corrupt King, is one of the 10 Titanic Captains, and the captain of the fourth ship of the Blackbeard pirates. He was one of the criminals who was given a life sentence in level 6 of Impel Down, as his crimes were so atrocious he had to be effectively erased from history. Prior to his life of crime, he was once a king of a North Blue kingdom that overthrew him for his despotic ways. He has since been freed by Marshal D. Teach and has become a member of the Blackbeard pirates. He is currently one of the 10 Titanic Captains, and the captain of the fourth ship of the Blackbeard pirates. So far in all of his appearances, he is always seen smiling, even when attacking Whitebeard. He also has quite a desire to become leader, as he was daring enough to ask Teach to let him be the captain instead. He also seems to be cool-headed and react to most situations with a casual attitude, as he showed no signs of concern or anger when Moria and his zombies were rampaging on Hakinosu, only commenting that they were noisy while eating and asking questions to his men about Moria. During his time as a king, he was corrupt and selfish, using royal privileges for his self-serving purposes that led to his people impeaching him. Pizarro's abilities have not yet been fully defined, but he was powerful enough to be contained in level 6 of Impel Down when caught by the world government. Another testament to his power is the fact that, when Blackbeard recruited the level 6 prisoners, he only chose the ones that could survive when pitted against everyone else in a free-for-all battle. Thus, Pizarro is one of the strongest level 6 prisoners. As a king of a North Blue country, he had authority over his people, though his abuse of it led to them overthrowing him, stripping him of such privileges. After becoming captain of the fourth ship of the Blackbeard pirates, he gained the authority associated with the status. Pizarro has superhuman durability, as seen when he took a direct hit from a Gura no Mi strike from former Emperor Edward Newgate, having taken a direct hit from Sengoku's shockwave bursts in Daibutsu form and remaining mostly untroubled by the attack. Captain of the fifth ship Laffitte. Laffitte, nicknamed Demon Sheriff, is the navigator, chief of staff, one of the 10 Titanic Captains, and captain of the fifth ship of the Blackbeard pirates. He is also a former West Blue policeman known for countless acts of police brutality, which resulted in his exile from that sea. He lived in West Blue and worked as a sheriff, but was exiled because he was excessively cruel and violent. In contradiction to his past, Laffitte now seems to be a calm and affable individual that is constantly smiling. He apparently did not attempt to assist in fighting alongside his crew when Port Gasteace attacked, whistling as he ran away with the rest of the crew to a safe watching distance. When Teach ordered his crew to attack, Laffitte gleefully smiled as he shot Whitebeard to death, and also when Teach used his newfound Gura no Mi to wreak havoc on the already devastated Marineford as Teach taunted the Marines about sinking their headquarters. Despite being a malevolent pirate, Laffitte has an extremely refined and sophisticated personality, always speaking in a polite and courteous manner even when threatening people such as Avalo Pizarro for wanting to replace Teach as captain. He also reprimanded Burgess for his habit of referring Teach as captain instead of admiral. Like the rest of the Blackbeard pirates, Laffitte believes strongly in luck, fate, and dreams. As a former sheriff, Laffitte had authority and power over citizens. However, due to his extreme cruelty, he lost this authority when he was exiled. After the timeskip, he is officially the captain of the Blackbeard Pirates' 5th Fleet/ship and part of a group of 10 Titanic captains that personally guard the Emperor, Blackbeard. Although his combat abilities are unknown, he must be someone very powerful. The fact that Blackbeard refuses to accept any weakling in his crew, even going so far as to reject Super Rookie Jewelry Bonnie with a bounty of belly 140 million, is further testament to Laffitte's power. He seems to have confidence in his abilities as he threatened to kill Avalo Pizarro, one of the most powerful criminals in level 6. He was also quickly recognized by Vice Admiral Tsuru. It was stated during the Marineford arc that he was able to hypnotize Marines to open the gates of justice for him. As a navigator, Laffitte guides the rest of the Blackbeard pirates through the open seas. His level of navigational skills are as of yet unknown, though it is expected he is a significantly skilled navigator to navigate through the Grand Line, including the seas of the New World. Interestingly enough, despite his occupation, he is not seen carrying a log pose, which is essential for navigating in the Grand Line. He is able to quickly move in a similar fashion to the Sara technique as shown in Blackbeard's fight with Ace. Laffitte has been shown to possess a large amount of endurance, being able to continue fighting even after taking one of Whitebeard's Gura Gura no Mi shockwaves and a direct hit from Fleet Admiral Sengoku's shockwaves with the rest of the Blackbeard pirates. Laffitte has eaten a devil fruit that may allow him to obtain wings and fly, though this has not been confirmed. He showed his ability when the Blackbeard pirates invaded Impel Down. Laffitte carries a cane that he spins to accompany his tap dancing from time to time. It is yet unknown if it can be used as a weapon. Laffitte was using a pistol when he helped to murder Whitebeard. He was also seen holding it while keeping Marine soldiers away from Blackbeard. Captain of the 6th Ship Catarina Devon. Catarina Devon, known as the Crescent Moon Hunter, was the most dangerous female pirate ever to be imprisoned in Impel Down within the entire age of pirates. She was freed by Marshal D. Teach. She is currently one of the 10 Titanic Captains, and the captain of the 6th ship of the Blackbeard pirates. Devon also seems loyal to Blackbeard after he freed her from Impel Down. She is obsessed with collecting beautiful women's heads, such as when she declared that she admired the beauty of Boa Hancock and that her head would make a wonderful trophy. Devon seems to have a romantic preference for women, as she is seen surrounding herself with adoring female admirers on Hakinosu, and was also affected by Boa Hancock's devil fruit ability. She has a sadistic side, as seen when she mocked Gecko Moria over the death of his subordinate Absalom, who she masqueraded as to give Moria a false sense of hope. Over the 2-year time skip, Catarina Devon has become promoted to the captain of the 6th ship, serves as a testament of Teach's trust in her powers, along with granting her the authority over the lower-ranking members. Catarina Devon is stated to be the most dangerous female pirate in history, though not the same degree as Big Mom. Another testament to her power is the fact that when Blackbeard recruited the level 6 prisoners, he only chose the strongest ones that could survive when pitted against everyone else in a free-for-all battle. Thus, Catarina Devon is one of the strongest level 6 prisoners. However, she was no match for Boa Hancock. She is strong enough to injure Whitebeard using her spear, although Whitebeard was already greatly weakened at that point. She has been also shown to have great superhuman endurance, taking both the Gura Gura no Mi shock wave from Whitebeard and Sengoku's shock wave in his Buddha form and getting up rather easily. Devon ate the Inu Inu no Mi model, Kyubi no Kitsune, a mythical Zoan-type devil fruit that allows her to transform into a 9-tailed fox. With this power, she can transform into clones of people similar to the main no Mi. She is proficient with using a whip. She is seen wielding a spear or a staff when attacking Whitebeard with her crew, as it was the weapon available at the time. Captain of the 7th ship Sanjuan Wolf. Sanjuan Wolf is an enormous giant, known as Colossal Battleship for his size, and was originally one of the legendary criminals who was given a life sentence in level 6 of Impel Down, as his crimes were so atrocious they had to effectively be erased from history itself. He was initially mentioned briefly by Emporio Ivankov. He was eventually freed from prison by Marshal D. Teach, and since then has become a member of the Blackbeard Pirates. He is currently one of the 10 Titanic Captains, and the captain of the 7th ship of the Blackbeard Pirates. Although known for committing crimes that caused his existence to be erased from history, he seems to have a playful attitude, as seen when commenting that he was found when he was trying to hide behind Marine headquarters. He is also quite shy, as he acts scared when people realize who he is and continued hiding while the rest of the crew fought Whitebeard. In fact, he was the only person there who did not fight in the war. He is also prone to complaining, as shown when the Blackbeard pirates headed to the New World. Despite his complaining and lack of participation, he is shown to be very loyal to Blackbeard. Wolf's abilities have not yet been shown, but he was powerful enough to be contained in level 6 of Impel Down when caught by the world government, where even Emporio Ivankov pointed him out as one of the most dangerous prisoners. Another testament to his power is the fact that when Blackbeard recruited the level 6 prisoners, he was one of the people that survived the battle royale, making him one of the strongest prisoners. After the timeskip, has become one of Blackbeard's 10 Titanic captains that personally guard the Emperor, gaining great authority over their 7th ship and everyone on it. As a giant, he shares their attributes, including immense strength, though to what degree is unknown. Despite his tremendous size, he was somehow able to reach Marineford without being detected until he was right behind the Marine headquarters building. Wolf ate a currently unnamed Paramecia-type devil fruit that makes him much bigger than normal giants. Despite being weak against water, he was tall enough to stand in the ocean, though Wolf did mention that doing so was exhausting to him, probably due to the devil fruit he had eaten. Captain of the 8th ship Vasco Shot. Vasco Shot, monikered Heavy Drinker, is one of the 10 Titanic captains of the Blackbeard pirates, as captain of its 8th ship. He was originally one of several legendary criminals given a life sentence on Impel Down's level 6, before being freed by Blackbeard and joining him. As his epithet suggests, Vasco's general bearing is that of a nonchalant, somewhat dopey drunk, having yet to be seen in a sober state. How strongly inebriation affects his personality is unknown. He does seem to hate the idea of sobering up, as he at one point suggested to his crew that they invade a town somewhere solely because he had run out of booze. However, Vasco's apparent goofiness seems to belie his viciousness, which is established by the supposed cruelty of his crimes that led to his bygone imprisonment, said to be of outstanding brutality even by the standards of Impel Down's level 6 prisoners, and as a result of which his very existence had to be erased from history. Upon his crew's arrival at the summit war of Marineford, Vasco was seen asking for permission to kill everyone present at the scene, suggesting a lust for battle. Vasco Shot has displayed a lecherous nature, such as when he tried to dissuade Devon from killing Boa Hancock, suggesting that they could have fun with her if they took her away. He also felt enough lust towards Boa Hancock to be affected by her devil fruit ability. Over the 2-year timeskip, Vasco has become one of Blackbeard's 10 Titanic captains who personally guard the Emperor, acquiring great authority in the crew as captain of its 8th ship. Next to nothing is yet known about what Vasco is capable of in combat. However, he is strong enough to have been contained in level 6 of Impel Down, where only the world's worst, most dangerous criminals are held, where Emporio Ivankov considers him very notorious. This is checked, as when Blackbeard recruited him alongside other prisoners, he chose only those who could survive when pitted against all other level 6 prisoners in a free-for-all battle royale. Vasco is shown to have impressive endurance, displayed when he took a Quake shockwave from Whitebeard and thereafter one of the energy shockwaves from Sengoku's Daibutsu form, and seemingly recovered swiftly each time. Captain of the 9th ship Doc Q. Doc Q, known as Death God, is the doctor of the Blackbeard pirates. Ironically, he has a sick body and needs his horse, Stronger, who is just as sick as he is, to get around. He is currently one of the 10 Titanic captains and the captain of the 9th ship of the Blackbeard pirates. You're right. A man's no better than his luck. Like the rest of his crew, Doc Q believes heavily in fate, although their views seem to center more on the belief of fortune and misfortune. Q seems to note when people are lucky or unlucky, and praises those with luck, while pitying the unlucky ones. However, he is not above changing his opinion should the circumstances prove otherwise, as seen when he notes Laffitte to be lucky despite deeming him out of luck when Teach decided to target the Straw Hats. He is well aware of his ailing body, but accepts it and even laughs about it. Despite Doc Q being chronically ill from a terminal disease, he is a very powerful pirate, having earned his place in the Blackbeard pirates' high standard for powerful individuals. In fact, as Blackbeard refuses to accept any weaklings into his crew, going so far as to reject super rookie Jewelry Bonnie with a bounty of belly 140 million, is a further testament to Doc Q's fighting prowess. After Blackbeard became one of the 4 emperors, Doc Q was promoted to the captain of the Blackbeard pirates' 9th ship, granting him authority over all lower-ranking members. As the doctor of the crew, Doc Q has the medical skills to help them. When Jesus Burgess suffered massive amount of injuries from Sabo's Mara no Mi, he gave specific instructions to Shiryu and Laffitte to bring Doc Q to treat him. Doc Q seems to be a skilled chemist as he developed an explosive solutions he infused inside apples that will explode in one bite. He can trick ignorant bystanders into eating his apples, and should they pick one with the explosive, they explode in a gruesome manner. Doc Q ate the Shiryu no Mi, a paramecia-type devil fruit that allows him to afflict others with diseases. Doc Q wields a double-bladed scythe, which he used to attack Whitebeard at the Summit War of Marineford. Captain of the 10th ship is still unknown, but we know for the fact that he will be a powerful character as Blackbeard only recruits the strong people. It was seen when they captured Jewelry Bonnie, a member of the worst generation with a bounty of belly 140 million, who was then deemed too weak to join their crew.